What do you want to talk about first? I mean, this was a card that had a little bit of everything, and then we also have the historical part to talk about.
Well, let's talk about Cerrone. I mean, he went in there tonight against a young, hungry, fast, talented, powerful killer, and he looked unbelievable. Finished the fight in true cowboy fashion. He looked unbelievable. Him and Conor McGregor are calling each other out now. I mean, it was a big night for Cowboy. I love that kid, and I'm happy for him.
Listen, I know that you get asked about Conor in every interview you do, and he still has to go before the Nevada Commission. So we know that we don't know exactly when he's going to come back, but you just said there, Cowboy, and did he just jump up to the top of your list of guys you want to see?
I don't know. I mean, that's still something we have to figure out, but, you know, it would be a fun fight. It's a fun fight. We'll see what happens. You know, Conor's one of these guys. He's fought everybody, you know, from the #1 boxer in the world with absolutely no boxing fights, and to you know, Habib, this killer, you know, when Conor had a 2-year layoff, and the list goes on and on of all the guys he's fought. You know, if him and Cowboy wanted to fight, I definitely don't hate it.
Let me ask you this, because you know him so much better than all of us, really. When Conor McGregor watches a fight that he happens to like, and he tells Cowboy Cerrone on Twitter that he'll fight him, how much stock should we put into that Conor McGregor tweet, in your opinion?
Yeah, no, Conor doesn't say stuff that he doesn't mean. When he says it, he means it. I'm telling you, man, I've talked to this guy so many times, and he's like, I told you, the time I told you, I'll fight Khabib in Russia, he said. I don't care. I'll fight him anywhere. You know, that's the type of guy he is.
Well, let's jump straight to the main event. Henry Cejudo defeating TJ Dillashaw, 22 seconds. Of course, TJ, he's unhappy about the stoppage. What were your thoughts on the stoppage?
It was definitely an early stoppage. I mean, you're talking about two of the best fighters in the world, 2 world champions. Let them win or lose the fight. You know what I mean? Let TJ lose that fight. It was a bad stoppage. I'm not taking anything away from Cejudo, because Cejudo went out there and started busting him up and took it right to him, hurt him. I mean, his face is all busted up. What was it, 22?
Yeah.
22 seconds. He looks like he was in a 3-round fight. So he was getting busted up. But in a fight like that, you got to let the guy win or lose the fight.
I know that, you always say on nights like this you're not going to make decisions, but you just said that the stoppage was too early. So do you give TJ another opportunity, or is that difficult to do?
The stoppage was too early, but he was getting it put to him. I don't know. I don't know what we'll do yet. I don't know what I'm going to do with the division. I don't know anything yet. You know, you just said, I know you don't do this the night of the fight, but let me ask you the question anyway. I don't know the answer.
Just overall, Henry Cejudo, did you talk to him at all? He has some comments for you. He said, "Where's Uncle Dana? Where are you hiding?" Have you talked to him since the fight?
I haven't seen him, no. I wasn't out there when he said, "Where's Uncle Dana?" I was already in the back.
Talk about this, just the historical nature of this night. ESPN, UFC. You know, it started off. It's been 6 hours now. Walk us through the emotions of the entire night.
It's been incredible. You know, when you're somebody like me or an athlete or somebody like you, this is the pinnacle of the sport. This is why you get into this stuff, to someday either be on ESPN or, you know, have ESPN cover you regularly. This is what you do it for. So these guys have been incredible partners since the day we signed the deal. Not Jan 1 when the deal started, since the day we signed the deal. And tonight was our first night. You know, we're just figuring out how to work together, and it's only going to get better over the next 5 years. And we're going to get this thing dialed into a spot where when you tune into ESPN Plus, it's going to be an incredible experience. I was actually sitting with Pitaro tonight, the president of ESPN, and we were going back and forth on all the things that we want to fix and tweak, and we're going to make this thing great.
Is it too early to ask you? Is there any kind of indication that you have on how successful this week was, just in terms of getting it in front of new eyeballs on that ESPN Plus?
It was massive. I mean, if you look at their coverage and some of the programming that they built for this fight, and you know, the lead up, the build up, and then tonight, this was the most successful thing they've ever had on ESPN Plus by a long shot. It was massive tonight for ESPN, which is huge for us.
Greg Hardy, he suffers his first loss. He does it by disqualification. What did you see there with the illegal knee? How did you interpret that sequence of events?
Well, the first thing that I look at in a guy when he comes in, especially if you're famous already or whatever it is, can you really fight? You know, when you get here, you get the kitchen sink thrown at you. No matter what your name is, no matter who you are, you better be ready to fight when you come here. Now he knows what he was in his first real fight tonight against he's got 3 fights. He fought a guy with 13 fights. You know what I mean? He can fight. That I know. Greg Hardy can fight. He's got a chin. He can fight. And he made a rookie mistake tonight, and it cost him a perfect record. So he knows what he needs to work on. He knows what he needs to do and get back in the gym, and we'll see where we go from here.
Do you feel like, and look, he's going to learn a lot from this fight. I think for his progression, it's going to be tremendous. But do you feel like he was rushed at all, that maybe you did give him more than he could handle?
Listen, you ask him how bad he wanted to be here, he wanted to be here. When you get here, I mean, Lipsky, did I rush Lipsky? She's on a 9-fight win streak. It's a whole nother ball game when you get here. This isn't all these other organizations. This is the real deal. When you get here, no matter how much experience you have, or everybody gets those jitters. It's always different when you're under these UFC lights, man. And you know, Lipsky and Hardy both felt it tonight, and I think they'll both be better fighters when they come back.
One last thing on Hardy, I want to give you an opportunity on this. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this storyline won't come up. But I think there will be people who said, hey, this guy lost disqualification and illegal strikes. See, I told you this guy has no character and this or that. What did you see in terms of that? Do you think that should be what do you think of that storyline if it does come up?
I've seen it happen with plenty of guys, you know, that make these rookie mistakes, or through exhaustion or whatever it is, they make a mistake. It's part of the game. And I don't listen to the opinions of other people. Other people's opinions don't matter to me. There's only one opinion that matters to me, and that's it.